was the singer in one of the city's most popular dance bands. Greta mashed the cake into his face and proceeded to kiss it off as the rest of the party laughed.
"Lucky Orlok," said Gustav. "Another rich little bird lands right in his lap. What is his secret?" "Don't whine," said Peterson. "You had your chance with her. But I'm merely a poet, not a musical god. All of my little birds flit away in the slightest breeze."
Greta leaned away from Orlok and pulled Gustav over by his tie. She mashed the last of her cake into his face and began kissing him too. The three fell into a pile on the lounge's silk pillows. The gathering had begun as someone's birthday party, but around the end of day 3, it had turned into something else. What? No one knew yet. Perhaps it would become clear after another day or two. For now, though, people were interested in doing everything they could to feel anything or nothing. The languid hedonism in the ballroom and the foggy boredom in the airship's forward observation deck. It was a greenhouse full of exotic plants wrapping around the front of the craft. Hélène watched as an industrialist named Frolic pried open one of the side windows and threw out a full champagne flute.
"For my customers,"
he said, giggling drunkenly. Soon, others was throwing things. Food, plants, articles of clothing, whatever they found amusing. Hélène watched them from a bench by herself, growing bored with these people, their dull games, and the surroundings. She was wondering if there was some way that she could get off the airship without the others knowing, when the small squirrel-like chimera that Frolic kept in the breast pocket of his jacket leaped to the floor and ran away. Instead of chasing his pet, Frolic and the others laughed as it disappeared from sight. Without thinking, Hélène jumped from the bench and ran after the poor creature. She soon found it cowering along one of the interior walkways. Picking it up, she cooed until it stopped trembling. When she heard boring Frolic heading down the corridor behind her, Hélène didn't hesitate to push through a door marked "Authorized Personnel Only." Once inside, she found herself on a bare metal gangway in the true interior of the airship. The craft's skin stretched over and around her. "It's like being swallowed by a great silver whale," Hélène thought. Along the ribs that kept the ship's skin taut, an army of robin-sized maras scuttled up and down, occasionally darting out onto the skin to mend small holes. Brief bolts of white-blue plasma shot from a central shaft to the ribs, jolting the little maras with power. Instead of being scared, Hélène was delighted by the interior lightning storm.
"Fräulein."
Hélène jumped at the sound of the man's voice, almost dropping the little chimera. She turned and found herself face to face with a tall, ruddy man in the white uniform of the ship's crew. "I'm very sorry," she said. "I'll go back with the others."
"There's no need for that,"
the man said.
"The Capitan saw you rescue your little pet and sent me to invite you to see the control room. Only if you like, of course."
It wasn't a hard decision, as Hélène had no desire to return to the tedious decadence of the party. She stroked the little chimera and said, "Thank you, I'd love to." The man made a small bow.
"I'm Lieutenant Dietze. Please follow me."
As they went down a short flight of metal stairs, Hélène told the lieutenant her name.
"It's delightful to meet you, Hélène. The control room is right through here,"
Dietze said, opening a door for her. It was a whole different world in the control room. A crew of 6 men and women nodded at her when she came in.